Right. Good afternoon, everyone. It's very nice to be here in Senegal. And just to make connection between your TPP project and the CGIAR Agroecology Initiative. So, yeah, many people have been very skeptical about whether the CGIAR will ever get involved in this kind of thing. And it's really pleasing to see that it actually is happening. But by the way, you can see here, we've got 8 CG centers as well as CRAD and ICRAF involved, 8 different countries, 35 partners. And that's the extent of the project and after 2 years of running. So, the CG has embraced a new strategy of systems transformation and looking at policies and strategies for food, land, water systems transformation. And they realize they can't keep on doing the same old thing. And so agroecological principles are being well accepted and well embraced by the CGIAR, and it's definitely got a bright future. On the right-hand side is a list of 5 impact areas which characterize that strategy, and things like environmental health and biodiversity, climate, nutrition, health, poverty reduction, gender. These are all the principles of agroecology. So you can see those are the main 5 impact areas of the CG. So it's really very well aligned. So the initiative is made up on the right-hand side of 8 countries, which all report to they're all living landscapes, and they all report to Work Package 1, which basically manages those living landscapes. And I think you all know what the concept of a living landscape is. And they're located in the 8 countries where innovations are actually tested in co-creation with stakeholders to develop agroecological principles. And then there are 4 work packages, which I'll show you very, very briefly in a minute. So the living landscapes basically work with stakeholders to come up with new innovations for the way that agroecology could be implemented. And it's driven very, very strongly by co-creation together with large numbers of stakeholders, and particularly local partner groups who are heavily involved in development of agriculture in that region. So we've got 8 countries, as I mentioned. Senegal, you can see there, where we're particularly looking at enhancing cereal legume cropping systems and crop livestock integrations, and CRAD and ISRA are heavily involved in that. I'm skipping slides because we plan for a bit longer than 5 minutes. So Work Package 2 is all about the assessment of that. And I'm personally involved in that. And for me, this is really close to my heart, because very often you see very nice ideas being implemented in the field, but are they actually agroecological? And so on the right-hand side, you can see the kinds of indicators which are included in our, what we call HOLPA, which is a holistic, localized assessment protocol which we've developed, which is based on tape, but it actually brings in a local perspective. So it's got 2 sets of indicators, the global tape kind of indicators plus locally developed local indicators, and we can keep them separate or we can mix them together. And so by generating evidence on just how agroecological it is, that enables progress to be much more focused. And what is key here is to be recognized as fully agroecological. It needs to be balanced across the social, environmental, economic, and the agricultural practice. They all need to be there. You can't just have one of those things and completely ignore the others. The obvious example, if you're developing something which is really good for production, but is terrible for the environment, it's not agroecology. It can't be. So you need this balance, and that's why the assessment is so important. We're then working on business models. How do we actually access the markets better? Because again, it's not sustainable if you can't get it to market and sell it and so on. And then policies. Are the policies supportive? Can we do anything to influence the policies, enhance those policies which are good, and overcome those policies which are bad? We've developed policy evaluation tools, and we're working actively with policymakers, and we've already effected some changes, particularly in Peru. And then the last thing is understanding human behavior. People might be just so comfortable in their old conventional style farming, to get them to embrace something like this might be challenging. So we're working with behavior change, with issues of gender, with the institutions, the physical environment. Are people comfortable? And all of these things come together. That's work package 5. Those 5 work packages come together to form the Agroecology Initiative. Quick and sweet. Hope that was okay. Any questions for later?